What attracted you to marketing and branding?
I had, of course, heard of Tata as a brand.
What surprised you the most?
So, what surprised me the most, Ranjan, I had the invaluable opportunity of, in the early years of my career.
How do you maintain your calm during uncertainty?
Yeah, I'm not claiming that I'm always calm during uncertainty. I also have periods of time where I have felt or I continue to feel some anxiety but I have found that the best way to maintain calm during a challenging situation, Ranjan, is to just focus on taking the right actions, addressing that challenge. Because our actions are completely in our hands. The results may or may not be in our hands. So it is like what the Bhagavad Gita says, 𝗪𝗵𝗁 मा फलेषु कदाचन. I think that is, from the days of the Bhagavad Gita to now, that is one of the best philosophies that I have learned in life.
Very good. Which holds good at all points of time.
At all points of time. Whether I was managing a brand, whether I was leading a business as the CEO, whether I was brand custodian, whether I'm writing a book now, I think in all these situations, take the right actions. I spend lots of time in thinking about a book and writing it now. I take all the right actions to formulate the book. At the end of the day, do I know whether it will be a success or not? I don't know. You have to give it your best and then wait for how readers respond to it.
Did you take any deeply unpopular decision anytime? Which you feel it was unpopular but it had to be taken?
So within the business, Ranjan, I think, I don't know whether when we shut down Brahmaputra you could call it a deeply unpopular decision or not, but it was certainly not a popular decision because we had put a lot of investment and efforts into it. I perhaps feel that, I don't know, I'll have to ask my colleagues about this, but sometime during my career I did take a break to write a book. Now, I'm not sure how others felt about it. May have been unpopular with some people because of that. I feel that in some cases, when I had to appoint a certain person to a role and there were 2 or 3 potential candidates under contention, I must have been quite unpopular with the people who were not appointed to the role. But I thought I did the right thing. I kept my judgment in mind, looked at all the capability sets required and took the right decision in the interest of the organization. So that must have been popular also with the unpopular with the people. But at the end of the day, I think one realizes I have never thought that working in a company one should try to win a popularity contest. One should try to do what is right. Some things will be popular, some things may be unpopular. So be it. I think nothing lost.
In fact, all of the viewers who are also listening to it must realize one thing, that yes, we are not there to win any popularity contest. That's not there for us. You have been hugely successful, Harish. In most of you may not agree, but we know that. But just one question: what did it cost you personally?
Yeah. So I would say, Ranjan, I consider myself as having been quite successful. I won't go with the term hugely successful.
You are hugely successful,
but I am happy that I have had a good career, and I am very happy that I have played a role in creating very good and strong brands for the Tata Group, and I am happy that I am doing the same now in another sphere, which is writing and books. What did it cost me personally? I think 2-3 answers to that. One is, I think it did cost me some time with the family, particularly in my 30s and 40s when I was charging full ahead, trying to learn sales and marketing, launch brands, make them successful, lead sales and marketing teams. So I believe that it cost me some time with my family. Was it absolutely the right balance? I don't know. There is no right answer to that.
Absolutely.
I tried my best to balance and see how time could be spent with both work and family. But that is one place where I think it took something out of me. The other thing, Ranjan, is when you're very restless and when you want to do your best in everything that you do, you are putting a lot of performance pressure on yourself. And sometimes that leads you to overthink, to overwork, and sometimes, you do find that your health takes a toll. and you need to spend enough time in working out, in giving enough time and space to your health. So perhaps in my 30s I could have done a little more of focusing on health than I am doing today. So that's the second place that I think it would have taken a toll. The third thing, Ranjan, is for that period in my 30s and 40s, I had to put my urge to write on the back burner because I wanted to do very well in marketing, sales, leading a business and so forth. That urge has come back anyway now. Okay?
Only it has been deferred.
Yeah, come back now. So come back now because some of these fundamental things don't go away. If they're within you, they express themselves at some point in time. So that's always a question in my mind. But then if I wanted so much to write, then I should have become a full-time writer much earlier in my life. So I'm still very happy that because marketing is also a profession which I love a lot, and writing is also a profession which I love a lot. If you ask me today, Harish, describe yourself in 2 words, I will say marketer and writer. So some years of my life I have given exclusively or virtually exclusively to marketing, and some years thereafter I have given to a blend of marketing and writing. So I think that's a good balance when you look at it over a 50-60 year period. That's a good balance to have in life.
Great. What kind of leaders does India need today?
So my most recent book, Ranjan, is a book about learnings from the life of Ratan Tata. And when I researched and wrote that book, there were 3 or 4 learnings that I took away from that book. One was that India needs ambitious leaders. People who have the courage and the ambition to take big leaps for the future, because India is still to become a developed nation. The headroom for growth is so high. We have 1.4 billion people who are all looking for progress in life, and therefore ambition and the guts in whichever part of India you are. You may be in private industry, in the public sector, in politics, wherever you are. I think the ability to think big, take big bets and have ambition and courage and guts is something that Ratan Tata had. During his period of chairmanship of the Tata Group from 1991 to 2012, the revenues of the Tata Group went up from $6 billion to $100 billion because of the steps that he took. And I don't want to narrate all those here, but whether it was taking the group global, whether it was entry into new businesses. Right. So I think courage and ambition is one area where leaders should excel in. The other area where leaders should excel in my view, is doing the right thing, not just achieving the right thing, but doing the right thing together. Right. I think there is a need in our country for leadership which is based on values and ethics. Leadership which is about doing what is fair. Leadership which is about doing what is morally right and not just legally right. And these are some of the things that I found Ratan Tata would constantly be thinking about during his career. That's what's come out through the research I have done for this book and the interviews I've had with so many people who have worked with him. So I think having a very strong ethical and moral compass is also, according to me, a fundamental requirement for a leader in India to shape society, to shape companies in the way that we want to. And the third thing, Ranjan, I would say is we need leaders who are sources of motivation, sources of inspiration, leaders who are willing to serve others selflessly and at the same time provide a very, very strong sense of direction, whether it's for companies, whether it's for institutions, whether it's for governments. I think I'm talking about all sectors of the economy. So those are some traits that I think are essential in whichever industry, whichever company you're in.
I'm just adding on one. Yeah. Do the leaders today listen enough?
Perhaps not. In many spheres, I think perhaps not.
Okay.
I do know some leaders who listen very intently, but you have to listen with a very open mind. You have to listen both upwards and downwards. You have to listen to points of view which are different from your own. You have to listen both to praise and to criticism. You have to listen to even the voice on the margin and say, is there something I can pick up from this voice? So I believe that listening is an art. Fortunately, a lot of leaders I have known in the Tata Group have been very good listeners.
Okay.
But I think listening is an art that all of us, I myself am trying to cultivate a lot. I think, you have to listen honestly and say, okay, from this conversation, I'm going to try to pick up whatever I can learn and take back with me. And you have to be willing to change based on what you have listened. So the answer to your question is, I think we can do much better listening.
Than what we are.
I read a study somewhere which says for leaders like you and me or any leader in an organization, I think the listening to speaking ratio has to be 10:1.
Right.
You have to listen
90%.
Yeah, you have to listen 90%
90.
and speak 10%.
Right. And normally it is the other way around.
Normally it is not. Normally that is not the norm in many organizations, many institutions that you see.
No, I mean, just to add, why did I ask you this question? I have seen many times people, so they have learned listening. You have to do the listening. So they will come into meeting. They say, okay, what are your opinions? What do you want? They will, and while listening, he will listen. They will. The leader will listen to everybody. Okay, I have listened enough. It's okay. So this is the decision, which is completely different from whatever has been discussed. So this is also a way. Your 90-10 ratio is maintained, but at the same time, people really don't do it.
But then it's not open listening.
Absolutely.
You're listening for the sake of listening.
Absolutely.
You're listening.
That's
for the
what
sake
you
of
told
listening.
in the beginning or in the mid.
So you have to listen openly, and I find one of the most difficult parts of listening, Ranjan, I am now talking about myself, is to listen to people who have very different views from your own.
Absolutely. Completely contrasting views.
Yeah, and then you have to put yourself in their shoes and say, why is that person having that point of view?
Correct.
What are the merits of that point of view? You may agree or you may disagree, but you have to first understand what are the merits of that point of view before you say yes or no. The kind of situation you're describing, where a leader listens but has a pre-decided point of view, then listening becomes quite meaningless to me.
Okay, I'll just go to another thing also. Can empathy and performance, or kindness and ambition, can they coexist?
I think so, definitely.
Okay.
I gave you some examples of leaders I have worked with. Let me go back to my first boss, Mr. Krishna Kumar, very ambitious person. He was the person who, working along with Mr. Ratan Tata, led the Tata Group's acquisition of 𝗘𝗽𝗶𝘀𝗴𝗏 worldwide.
Yeah.
And took Tata Tea into the global arena. He was also the person who executed making Tata Tea a consumer marketing company in India with strong brands. But at the same time, his empathy for people. And I'm not talking of empathy for people like me who were in the management cadre. I'm talking even of empathy for, people who are, let's say, drivers. People who are people who are managing guest houses. People who are, distributor salespeople. I have seen that he would treat each person with the level of empathy which was required. And the reason I say both are coexisting is, Ranjan, one doesn't take away from the other.
Correct.
You can drive an ambitious target and you can be very tough with people on the things we need to do to reach that target.
Absolutely.
But you can also empathize with those people on all the issues that they're facing, the challenges that they're facing, how you can support them to address those, or how you can get the organization to ramp up to support people. So I don't think they're mutually exclusive at all. I think the best leaders bring both together.
That's right.
The best leaders require ambition. The best leaders also require
empathy. They require kindness. It has to coexist. Many times, why did I ask you? Obviously, you have clarified. Many times, people feel as if you are empathetic, you cannot perform because your people might feel that you are not that strong, you are not that aggressive. So that's why.
Yeah, but I think you should be very demanding on performance.
Absolutely,
you should be very demanding on performance. Because being demanding on performance has nothing to do with empathy.
Absolutely.
You should do what is right for the organization. If something has to be done by tomorrow, you have to demand that it be done by tomorrow. You have to ensure that levels of excellence are met. Whatever it may be, a brand launch or some customer excellence initiative or anything else that you do. At the same time, I think ensure that those same people, if they are facing professional or personal difficulties, if they are facing challenges, you bring empathy to the table to help and support them.
Absolutely.
I think the two have to coexist together.
That's what. Thank you. I mean, I think that's what people have to, at least readers who are, viewers who are listening to us, have to understand that they can coexist, and it's coming from you. It vindicates that further. I mean, that's something. Okay. Last one question on same. Is there any one leadership myth which you strongly disagree with? You say, no, it's not. Many people talk about it, but you disagree with it. Is there anything of that sort? I know. I'm sorry. It's time for asking.
So let me think about it. I think one myth of leadership, Ranjan, is that leaders have to always lead. Okay, and leaders have to be always in the forefront. Leaders have to always lead from the front. Indeed, leaders have to lead in many situations. But I think there will also be initiatives and projects within your company where that leader can be a member of the team and can permit someone else, because there may be projects or there may be initiatives for which someone has far more expertise than you. For instance, I may be the CEO of a company. I may be leading many initiatives. But there may be a technology project that I am not really the best person to lead. But as a member of a team, I can contribute very effectively there. So I should let someone else lead that project and just become a member of that team. So sometimes, it is like birds flying in a flock. The same bird doesn't have to lead all the time.
Absolutely. It can also be from the back.
The bird can lead for some time and then come into the flock and allow someone else to lead. So I think one myth there is that a leader has to lead 100% of the time. In my view, that is not quite correct. There are many other myths, but this is one.
Okay, that's good enough. Actually, I thought that that also makes it very clear that I think many myths which are being talked of, it may not be perennially true. So it is a combination that, as you put it, it's a combination. Okay, what role? I mean, I have seen you from Pilani days, and I see you often these days. And recently I met a few of your old colleagues, and I told him I'm sitting with him, he's my friend and all. Then they have all admire you. One quality of your humility. I think all across, everybody talks about your humility. So my question is that what role does humility play in a leadership role?
So Ranjan, I disagree with that assessment. Firstly,
no, you can't. You are.
So
humble.
I am. There are times when there are times when pride gets to my head. Also, it is not that.
But it's not. It may not be visible to us.
So I am telling you my perspective. I'm telling you my perspective that sometimes there are times when pride gets to my head as well, and then I have to tap myself on my head and say, don't feel so proud. But I feel that, arrogance often results in, we have seen this through human history. Arrogance results in the downfall of empires, in the downfall of leaders. Arrogance, according to me, is not a good quality for a leader to have. And humility keeps you from becoming arrogant. So, if anything, I would credit humility with restraining you from making the mistake of arrogance, making the mistake of arrogance. What is humility after all? Humility is knowing that even though you may be doing well in some field, there are many others who are better than you. Humility is about knowing that even though you may be doing well, there is a long distance to go to still become world class. Humility is about knowing that you may be good in some things, but there are many other things that others are much better on. Humility is also about knowing that when you interact with people, it's important that other people don't feel small.
True.
It's always good to interact as equals. Yes. Always good to interact. There is respect and dignity flowing both ways in an interaction. So humility is about all those things.
I don't call it golden birds. Platinum words for all our to-be leaders to hear this. These are
once again, humility doesn't mean that you're soft. Humility doesn't mean that you will not take strong action if required.
Yes.
You have to take strong action where strong action is required, but you have to do it without being arrogant about it and without letting fame and success go to your head. Because when fame and success go to your head, then then I think you stop being open to opinions from others, views from others. There is a famous word, I think, which comes from the world of literature, which is hubris.
Okay.
So you should never let that touch of hubris come into your life. Very challenging to do it. We are all human beings.
We do get into that trap.
But it's important. But it's important to be sensitive to these things.
Absolutely.
And be aware of these things so that they don't start constraining your life.
Okay. Your biggest wow moment in corporate life?
My biggest wow moment in corporate life would have been when I think a couple of years before I retired, Forbes selected me amongst the top 10 most influential chief marketing officers in the world, and it was a wow moment for me because I was not expecting it. There are many global brands which are far larger. It was a wow moment because it was the first time perhaps that a person managing an Indian origin brand had got into the top 10 in that list in the world, and it was a wow moment for me because I was bringing that recognition back to the Tata Group and back to India, and in many ways I was representing the Tata Group and India there, and therefore it was a wow moment to receive that recognition and bring it back to our country.
Wow.
So I would say that was one, and I would credit a lot of that, Ranjan, to how well the Tata Group has nurtured me over the years. They have given me the responsibility to handle and lead so many brands, including leading the Tata brand itself, the opportunity to work with so many fine leaders and learn from them, the empowerment to do what I needed to do with each of these brands and businesses. So for me, I always say there are two marriages in my life, one to my wife Veena and one to the Tata Group, and I am, I think, perennially grateful to both of them for having made me what I am today.
Okay, though the reverse, what is your deepest weep moment?
Okay, my deepest in professional or in personal life?
Professional, we'll talk about.
So my deepest moment of, you're saying, of regret.
Weep or grief, they call it weep moment, or regret.
So my deepest moment of regret perhaps is that I did not spend adequate time globally during my career. Most of my career, out of 39 years, 38 years plus would have been in India. And I think if my family and I had lived outside India for even 3 or 4 years, like you have done when you were living in Mauritius, for instance, I think then your perspective suddenly blossoms out. You see new cultures, you work with new cultures, with new people, new styles of working, new environments, and I think that would have added a huge amount of benefit to me. Perhaps in my 30s or 40s, if I had taken 3-4 years to, think strongly enough about taking up some overseas responsibility even within the Tata Group, I think it would have benefited me greatly. So that's something, when I look back, if I could change today, I would have done so early on in my career.
Who is Harish when no one is watching? As a leader, I
think he's a very, very dedicated person who wants to do the best in everything that is assigned to him, and he wants to do the best with every role that he takes up. Somehow that restlessness to do the best, I think, continues to be there within me. Maybe 70% of the time I succeed, 30% I don't, but that drive to do the best in whatever I'm doing, whether it's marketing or writing, I think is something that propels me. That's who I am. When no one is watching me, the other thing that I am is also I am a foodie. I love great food. I love seafood, I love meat, I love vegetarian food, I love dosas and idlis and parathas. So
I'm also about chole bhature.
Chole bhature, of course. When I go to Delhi, Delhi is the place for chole bhature. I love the Nizam's rolls of Kolkata. So when no one is watching me, I think food is always one of the things which is top of my mind. I love.
Did you realize that you are also a good dancer even when no one is watching you?
That I'm not sure. I think I dance to others' tunes, but I'm not sure if I'm a good dancer. But food is definitely.
Your dad's food are there in my son's marriage where you were really.
But that was a wonderful occasion, Ranjan. You had those huge grounds in Bhubaneswar, and I remember that. On one side the buffet was there, and on one side the stage was there where your son and you were on the dais, and Nivedita, I think all of you were on the dais. On the other side there was a large area of green grass which was empty for dancing. And I still remember that there was a professional singer, but also after some time 𝗵𝗁𝘁'𝘀 started singing.
You
And,
also sang, I understand.
Some of us
I
sang.
missed
Some of
that.
us sang a chorus and all that. But I remember that at least 10-12 of us were dancing late into the night that day. And that was a lovely feeling. I still have the videos of some of those dances on my mobile phone. Because I think once in a while letting your hair down, whatever little hair I have now, letting it down and dance is a very wonderful thing to do, because it liberates your body. It liberates your body, and your body can move as it wants to the rhythm of music or the rhythm in your mind. So I think I love dancing, but I'm not very good at it.
No, thank you. I think